Hey fellow females! So welcome back to another episode of Fail Film Friday. In today's case, we're going to be discussing the case of Chevonne Thomas and the sudden death and very tragic death of her 2-year-old son, Zari. And so, some of you may have heard this case, some of you may have not, so let's just go ahead and get started.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, maybe you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed. Think you're something out of my nightmares. See me right there. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, then will you get bored of killing me?
Of course, we always start with our killer. Chevonne Thomas was said to be born sometime in 1979. Her son, Zari Thomas, was said to be born in December 11, 2009. November 2010, she actually left Zari alone in a car. When police found her, she actually confessed to smoking marijuana laced with PCP, also known as angel dust. Apparently, YouTube is very sensitive about so I'm going to refer to it as angel dust, as other YouTubers have been referring to it. So Zari was taken away to go live with his grandparents for like 9 months. Then Chevonne somehow actually got him back later after substance abuse, mental health, and other counseling. The charge that she would have got for leaving Zari alone in the car, it actually got dropped somehow due to there being a problem with one of the witnesses. So whatever that means. She was randomly tested like a month later, I guess just out of nowhere, and she came back positive again for PCP.
Oh my God! Wow!
So then obviously Zari's taken away again to go live with his grandparents again. And so not even that long after that, he would actually go back to Chevonne. So at this point, he's been taken away from Chevonne at least twice at this point.
What's not clicking? What's not clicking?
There's times when
The apartment that they lived in apparently was like $950 a month. And the landlord, who for some reason didn't want to be named in the sources, they said that they were good tenants. Chevonne was also getting disability assistance. I didn't see if she was working at the time, but assuming she was getting disability, I highly don't know. And sadly, only 4 months later, after Zari going back to Chevonne, on August 22nd, 2012, he would be killed and his head would be decapitated and put into the freezer. Hours before this happened, a neighbor claimed to see Chevonne outside topless and claimed, she was upset, but another neighbor said that she had on clothes and just seemed perfectly fine. So, of course, sources differ. We don't actually know what happened. And so then, of course, after Chevonne killed her son, she called the police, telling them that originally someone else had killed her child, before eventually admitting on the 911 call that she did it. So you can go listen to that for yourself. She also said in the 911 call that she actually was prescribed to Prozac, but she hadn't taken it for some reason. When the police showed up, Chevonne was upstairs with a knife. They didn't get to the front door, so they actually entered through a second-story window, only to find that she had taken her life as well. And apparently there was a knife wound to her neck, and apparently that was how Chevonne had died. Her son's autopsy would apparently show that he was actually alive when he was decapitated. So, Department of Children and Families, also known as DCF, made a statement saying that they visited the house regularly and offered counseling, so that way they couldn't really understand what happened. It also said that she had another kid, but they weren't home at the time. Apparently she had like an 18-year-old daughter, but I couldn't really see anything about her. Investigation into this apparently even said that Zari's death was actually unpreventable.
Bullshit.
So, of course, it was later revealed that the Prozac that she was taking, apparently she was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. And so the angel dust that she was doing, along with the Mary Jane, that made it worse. So yeah, that was a tragic case of Chevonne Thomas and Zari Thomas. I hope you learned something new today. I'm sorry that wasn't that much information. Of course, that was pretty much all the information that I could find. Most of the sources were pretty much saying the same thing over and over again. Of course, if you want to study this case, I left all my sources down below. And so I hope you guys learned something new. Don't do drugs. Stay safe. Love you guys. Like, subscribe. And I'll see you fail from this in the next one. Bye.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, maybe you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed. Think you're something out of my nightmares. See me right there. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, then will you get bored of killing me?
Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really know just what you want. With you I don't ever feel calm. I can feel the sweat inside my palms. Play with me like cats and a string. You don't understand the pain it brings. You don't ever wanna give me wings. You don't ever wanna set me free. You know I'm addicted to you, and it's twisted, you've been gifted with the evil voodoo. Got me coming back for more, even when I've been screwed. Dolls full of pins, pierce my heart straight through. I got issues in my head, I like you in my bed, but you keep me on red. Oh,